Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another episode here of AirgunwebTV Live. My name is Rick Utzler, and this episode is brought to you by Gateway Airguns and all our great sponsors. So just want to throw that out there. I hope that you guys have your, your airgun appetites are primed and ready. We had a comment, and I think it was a valid one. I can't say I'm always going to be able to do it, but the comment was, "Great, Rick, love your show. Be nice if you talked more about air guns and less about why you do what you do." And, you know, there's going to be times I'm still going to soapbox. I don't think I'll ever get away from that. But we actually have some air guns to talk about tonight. So we've been sort of waiting, fixing to get ready for stuff to come in. And we've got some cool new guns that I know you guys are going to really want to be taking a look at. Before we get started, would like to say, if you haven't joined up the new Gateway Airguns YouTube page, Facebook page, those things, please do. You guys joining those are going to just only help us out. So if you can do that, please do. And the links to like the new YouTube page will be down in the video description. And we're still in the process of getting one removed and starting with the new one. And so if you guys can help us, that's going to be awesome. So we've got a couple things we're going to be rapping about tonight. The two guns we're going to be talking about. One is the new Benjamin Gunnar. Yes, that is the one. Rocket's already on it. So we've got the new Gunnar or Gunnar. I'm going to call it the Gunnar until somebody corrects me. That's what I'm going to call it. And I know you guys were talking about it last week. The new JTS, and we have the Airacuda Max. I got it in today about 4:15. I had a scope on it and was shooting it by 4:30. Got some crony numbers, got some targets, and didn't have time to do video. But I do have some information. We're going to walk through both of these guns, kind of do a kind of a walkthrough on both of their feature sets. I've done a little more research now on the Gunner because that video I posted on Monday was really after about 20 minutes with the gun. I wanted to get something out really quickly because I knew it was a popular gun. And on that topic, I did want to kind of ask you guys some questions here. So a lot of the comments I've seen on that particular video is that people think it's too expensive. You know, it's running about $300 cheaper than other rail or, you know, other chassis guns. I guess that's it. I don't know where that fits with you guys. If because it's Benjamin, you expect it to be a much cheaper gun. I don't know. I mean, the original Armada, the M Magpul one, was $800-900. So, you know, they've had guns that are more expensive. So it's certainly not outside the realm of possibility to have a gun that's of a higher price point. I will say that handling I don't have the Hatsan, whatever theirs is, and I forgot the name of it already, but they've got a similar design. I will be looking to get one of those when I can swing it. Chris, just so you know, these will be saved so you guys can see them anytime. There's a whole section on my YouTube channel on just live shows, so we save the playlist so you can always go catch up. And if you are absolutely a glutton for punishment, we actually convert these to podcasts. So I actually have a podcast that we publish where I was really, really, really behind. My sister does the publication work, and that's not her fault. But we're almost caught up with all of the lives that have been turned into podcasts. So if you want to download it and listen to it, if there's something that catches your attention, you'd like to hear it, we will have all of this is available on a podcast as well. Okay, so let's get back to the Gunner and the cost. You know, after having handled it and having like the Catron, and I will be looking to get like the new Hatsan gun, handling some FXs and stuff. You know, there's guns that are in the 1,000. I think the Hatsan's probably gonna be right in the same price point. Unless like the JSAR Raptor, which is the same sort of chassis gun, was $1,800. Some of the FX stuff is, you know, $1,300 to $1,800 to $2,200. We have guns that are a lot more expensive. Having handled it and say like with the Catron's a more finely, precisely built gun. It's another $300, I think, bump in price. Different gun. I really like the Gunner. Just having held it, I actually like that it's got a little more meat to it, personally. Yeah, the Hot's on Factor. Thanks, Jeffrey. I just couldn't remember the name of it. But it looks very similar, and I'm like 90% sure that the Gunner, even though in the manual it says it's assembled essentially in the U.S. with foreign and domestic parts, I'm pretty sure it's part of that little signature line that they had that was made from Kroll. And they're making some really good guns. I mean, the Kroll variants that I shot of Benjamin's were really good. I mean, they shot really, really well. I'm not a fan of the bullpup, but I really liked them. So the Caden is what I shot, and the Akela, and I thought they were both really, really good. So this is I think a step up from both of those, a fairly significant step up. I did poke through the manual a little bit. I don't even know that gun, Sonny Kim. So I'd have to look that one up. I don't know. So I need to. I've been through the manual on the Gunner now, and I will say that it looks like the reg's easily adjustable. It's not as easy as just turning a screw on the bottom of the gun. You'd have to take some stuff apart and adjust it. So I mean, if I can get that turned up to say pushing 950 instead of 850, that's I think going to be a sweet spot I'm going to look to hit. And so I haven't shot it yet. I did a little work and prep for my next video I'm going to do with it, and I'm probably just going to do some more pellet testing because I just shot the one because I was really short on time. But I have run some patches through it. Barrel was really nice and really clean right out of the gate, which was cool, which was fun to see. And we've got some pretty good weather conditions. So if everything stacks up, I might be able to get some really good footage of that and just wrap that whole project up. I'd like to do that this week if I could. But anyway, I actually think, having handled the gun and a lot of other guns in, I don't know, in and around that sort of build quality, I didn't think $1,000 for what they're offering is out of line. Maybe I'm wrong. And I know that there's so many things now that have really driven the price point down, like way down a lot, on so many things that maybe I'm just out of touch that way. But I didn't think $1,000 for that gun for what it was delivering, and the way it felt, and the cycling, and the trigger, and all of the things that just the way it operated. I didn't think $1,000 was out of the realm of realistic. The case alone is a pretty nice hard shell case. Now mine got trashed by FedEx, and this is going to go back to Pyramid Air anyway, but that's unfortunate. But the case alone is not a flimsy case. It's probably $100 case. I mean, not the way they buy, but if you were to buy that case, it'd be over $100, I'm pretty sure. And it came with a good bag of accessories. Like it already came with the nut, so you could put a moderator. I put a big can on it today just for giggles to see what it sounded like. And oh man, it's awesome that you just have everything in the box. That you want to do the next thing, you've actually got everything. You don't have to go buy anything else. So I think they're delivering some value that goes beyond the initial price point that you see on a web page. And again, having handled it, having shot it, I think the gun's really nice. I don't think the price point's out of line. But again, that's me. If I were to buy it personally, I'd have to, I've got a Catron, I've got a Raptor, I've got some stuff. So I don't know that I would go buy it for me personally. But if I was in the market for something like that, and I was looking at $1,000, or I was looking at $1,300, $1,400, $1,500, I'd have to take a hard look at the $1,000. And somebody mentioned that, thank you, coffee delivery. Somebody mentioned that, the Kroll version is $300 cheaper. Well, let me just tell you, I'd love to have one next to each other if I'm reading that text right. But I'll tell you that there's a difference when a company like Benjamin commissions a product. It's built to their specifications. They support it with a 5-year warranty, et cetera, et cetera. and you have a version of that that's put out maybe not at the same build quality. I'd have to really see them side by side. There may be a legitimate reason for the price difference. So I don't know. It's something I think that would be worth exploring if we have the opportunity to. But again, let me just kind of walk you guys through some of the features. So let's see. Let's just check a few things here. Yeah, Chris, I mean, the overpriced thing, I don't know that it is. I mean, I've shot a lot of guns, hundreds of guns. Everything from $100 guns to $3,500 guns. I don't think it's out of line. And maybe that's just me again, but it's very difficult to quantify value without actually touching it and shooting it. When you touch it and shoot it, you may have a different opinion. And I just think for me, in my experience, I don't think the price point's out of line. All right, so let's just walk through some of the cool features. So let me switch over here. And the other gun we're going to get to, we'll wrap up the show. We'll look at the new JTS, because I do want to talk to you guys about that. That gun is going to be pretty interesting. I think we'll talk about it. So you know, the Kratos, I think it's a completely different gun. It may, let me just look up the Kratos, because let me just make sure I'm not talking junk here. All right, so here's the Kratos, right on Pyramid Air. It's similar, but it's different. When you're dealing with and I don't know how they're manufacturing it. Let's just guess that it's a milled aluminum chassis. Okay, the cost to do that is so much higher than, say, a cast system, and I don't know what they're doing, but it's different. It's different. Let me just pull up the gunner real quick. Okay. And I may have better pictures than they have here, but this action that they have here, let me see if I can pull it up on my pictures here better. Let me just grab one, because this is where, I mean, this is something I've kind of questioned, because people, it's very easy to get, like, just look at dollar figure. Oh, this is the same as that, and they may not be. First of all, and I don't know, is the Kratos regulated? I don't know if it is or not, so that would be a question there. All right, so let's just kind of get in close and look at the action here. All right, so on this here, this is a pretty, very well done action. I just wanted to say it's solid, feels good in the hands. It really works pretty good. So you've got essentially an AR lower, an Airgun AR lower. You have I think the plenum is built in over here inside the where you see the little Benjamin thing here. It is obviously regulated. You can adjust the regulator, and I don't know if the Kratos has those features or functions. So I think you are getting more value here. It's a different gun. It really is a different gun. Anyway, so on this, since we got this picture pulled up, the whole package and the way the fit and finish went together, as far as I was concerned, it really worked well for me. Let's show you, like, the cocking linkage. Let me flip over to that one. All right, so here's the back side of the receiver. Okay, so this whole system here, again, it's very, very solid. I mean, the cocking is very smooth. It's not AirArms smooth, okay, but it's very smooth. And I like the way they've done it. It's very rugged, very heavy-duty feeling. The one thing that isn't, and you can see it right here, if you look at the rail, I have the bipod mounted at the front of that rail, like all the way at the end. Yeah, it doesn't have the rigidity to hold the gun up, so I've moved my bipod back to where it sort of mounts to the chassis, and that's much better. I could put a light or a laser or a strap or some sort of thing on the end of it there, but the bipod needs to be back here towards the gauge. And that's something I didn't notice until after I was done the video. Let me just throw up another picture here. There's another shot of the side. All right, so yeah, here's the whole cocking system and everything. I just really, I'm more of a traditional air gunner. I mean, I'm an AirArms fan, big time, with their wood stocks and all that stuff. But I think they did a really good job on this gun. And so, again, feeling the build quality myself, shooting it, having immediate success out of the box. I mean, if I throw up, let's see, where's my picture? Here it is. So, you know, I had like no time with the gun, and these are the groups we're getting now. It was windy as heck. So as windy as it was, to get these at 50 yards with zero trigger time, you know, preparatory time at all, I was tickled. So, you know, the fact now that I've looked it up at the manual, and if I can get that power output to over 50 foot-pounds, which is really what I'm going to try and do when I do the video, the full review, I'm going to hopefully have figured that reg out, and I'll walk through how I did it, so that I think if this could be pushing over 50 foot-pounds, it changes things a bit. So at 42 foot-pounds, I'm less excited about it, but at 50, say 50 to 60 foot-pounds, I'm more excited about what this could do. So all in all, you know, price point, I mean, obviously, if you're going to buy it, you're going to buy it. If you're not, you're not. But I don't think $1,000 for what they're delivering was out of line, personally. That's just my opinion. And so there you go. And I'm not afraid to spend airgun money. I mean, I did buy the Red Wolf, so you know, that kind of stuff is, you know, I've bought AirArms and all manner of guns. I'm not so much of a chassis gun personally, or an AR gun guy, although I did like this one, but I like it better than a bullpup. But I would probably go more woodstock and AirArms if I was going to spend $1,000. But anyway, let's move on. Let me just check up and see if there's any questions that I want to take a stab at here, and go back here. And I understand that my opinion may conflict with a lot of people, but that's fine. It doesn't bother me. I would just say give other people enough oxygen in the room to also have an opinion, and it's okay if you guys have a different one. Rocket, if you're asking if this gun, the Gunner, is a good gun for a first PCP, if you have the money, and I don't know, could be. A lot of people buy an FX Impact as their first gun. That's a lot more money. You get a lot more gun, but I don't know. Let's see. Any other questions I want to jump in here? Wascally Webbit. I've reached out to Benjamin Velocity, their parent company, about the 45, and I hope to hear back from them, because right now the guns I'm getting that are Benjamin guns are coming through Pyramid Air, which is great, and that's a wonderful opportunity for me to do that. I'm limited on to how long I can keep them, though, which is kind of a bummer. If I can work something out with Benjamin directly, then maybe that will open door to Crossman and Benjamin and their other products, that we can do more just in general, both here and also on Gateway Airguns, which is my hope. But we'll see. I hope they'll respond, and we'll be able to do something with them. Let's see. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and zip down. The other thing, it's funny, I watch people, I mean, people get sort of like attached to brands, and I understand it, especially when you've committed financially to a particular direction. And, you know, that's okay. I don't take offense to that, but do give people that aren't in the same lane as you the benefit of the doubt that maybe their other lane is just as valid as yours. And you know, I'll just leave it at that. All right, so let's move on over to the gun I'm also super excited about. Let me throw a picture of it up here. We're going to take a look now. I guess I'll have to do this and then switch over, and we're going to move off of this. And you guys are going to like seeing this one right here. So this is the new Airacuda. So I know you guys were, pardon me, asking about this last week. Well, it showed up today. Like, showed up at 4:15 this afternoon, and I threw a scope on it, and it had air in it, so that was awesome. And then I went and put a mag through it, and within a mag we were already on, on target at 50 yards. Pretty nice weather today. I did not have time to stretch it out or do any video with it like I was saying earlier. But this gun, I think, is really going to turn some heads. All right, so we're looking at completely different sort of layout. This is, wood and steel, same sort of side lever cocking type system. Let's see if I have a picture of it. I think this is one. Yeah, let me throw it up here. Okay, so this is your cocking lever. So similar sort of side lever. It's got a 10-shot magazine. This is in 25 cal. Same energy, by the way. We're looking at right around 42, 43 foot-pounds. So it seems like 850 with the 25 fours is like what these are, what I'm finding, let's just say. I did talk to Travis, and, this is not really meant to be adjusted in the sense of end user adjust. Can you change it? Yes. Is it, as easy as turning a screw like the Avenger or the Gunner or some of these others? No. And it really, I would not recommend it unless you're willing to eat your mistake. So I just say, can it be done? Yeah, nearly anything can be done. Is it easy and reasonable for someone to try and do? I don't think so, but probably not. Not unless you're willing to, again, be willing to eat your mistake and take responsibility for bricking something. So you're looking at 42 foot-pounds. Now, there is some adjustability with the hammer spring from what Travis was telling me. So, I had like zero time with this other than to put a scope on it and shoot it. So all you guys are asking me, can you do this? Can you do that? I don't know yet. I just got it in. So we will be going through those different things. I'll tell you one of the things that really, stood out to me as a smart decision on their part. Let me switch out this image because I find so often with air guns that have a magazine and a split rail that you're having to sacrifice scope height to clear the mag. Well, they offset the mag slightly, so instead of the mag sliding all the way into the breech, it sits to the side of it, which allows you to have fairly low scope mounts. I mean, that is low here, and I'm running a Sidewinder first focal plane on this, and you can see there's like no clearance here, right? But it's very low. Let me show you how the bell is off well, let me just show you this. The objective, is very, very close. As you see here, this is tight. I mean, we are right on the edge there, which is awesome. I think that, that sort of direction to be able to let shooters that want to shoot long range, have a flatter curve, to be able to get really close like that is pretty awesome. Some of the other features, we've got a really nice stock. Let me pull it up here. Let's see, what can I show you on the stock? All right, so here's the grip, right? So there's the grip. I mean, just a beautiful stock on this gun. Let's see, and here's underneath, but here's your reg pressure and your tank pressure. So I think that's really cool that you've got that. You've got the stippling here on the foregrip as well. Now, I'll tell you one of the things that I found out today, and I was so thrilled. I was so thrilled to see what JTS is doing here. So this just tickled me to no end. So, and here's how it's shipped, by the way. I mean, you talk about, that's how the gun arrived, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is how we should get an air gun in the mail. If we're going to get it, it should come packed in something like this, which is, secured, and it looks like you're just kind of cradling it and loving care in the box here. It was really, really nice. All right, so let me switch back over here to the other pictures. All right, so I'm going to show us, we'll go from, we'll just, too many to choose from. We're just going to do this one. Okay. All right, so here's the cool thing I found out. And you're talking about a company that is kind of looking at things differently. I cannot tell you. Yes, it has a Foster connector too. I can't tell you how many times I've gotten product in. Say a manufacturer's, they're working on something, they develop it all in-house, they get it, they go to production, they've got thousands of them sitting in the warehouse, and then they send product to us as reviewers or influencers, and we get it and go, did you notice this? I mean, did you notice this doesn't work? And I can't tell you how many times we've had products come in that I just wish we had gotten them before they had placed their 10,000 or 20,000 unit order, because we could have saved them a lot of headache. Like, I remember this one time Crossman had a pump gun, and you're supposed to grab it and pump it, right? That's the way they work. Well, the little nubs that hold the forearm up and clamped to the gun, they put the nubs right where you grab it. So you'd go to grab the forearm to pump it, and you grab it, and you're just tightening the grip of the forearm to the chassis so that you can't get the daggum thing off. It was so frustrating you couldn't pump the gun up. You know, something like that. A user of the product, an air gunner, someone that shoots regularly, is going to pick up on that kind of duh moment, and hopefully, really be able to save them some headache. Well, I found out that what JTS has done is they've actually, they have an order basically ready to go, but they sent all these out to a bunch of people. I mean, I got a couple, Angie got some, I think Haji got some. We have a bunch of people that received these as samples, and they're saying, please let us know what you think. Do we need to change anything? And I was thinking, wow, that, how refreshing, because if they take the feedback they get from people that are actually shooting and using air guns day in, day out, we have our hands on so many different products from so many different places. If we can help them sidestep a little mistake or something that just makes the gun that much better before they go to full production, that is awesome. I will tell you that is, I think that's very, very commendable. Now, you guys probably already know the price point on this, and I had sat down because I wanted to make sure I heard it right. But the price point on this gun is $420 retail. And I had to go scratch my head. I'm going, it's what now? $420? It's every bit $600-700 air gun. I mean, is it $1,000 to $1,100? Is it like AirArms? No, I wouldn't put it in that class. Not that it doesn't shoot well. I mean, we'll get to that in a minute. It shoots very well, but that's like another level. That's like, I use the analogy, and again, everybody has their different preferences. Maybe you like Mercedes over BMW. I don't know what you like, but I can get to work in a Yugo, or I could drive a BMW. They're both four wheels going to get me to work. I'm going to enjoy driving one more than the other, probably. And for me, AirArms is the BMW and that stuff. Where the more the utility stuff may be the Yugo or the Fiat or whatever. This is certainly way above the Yugo and the Fiat, don't get me wrong. But, there are some things where you can tell it's the machining isn't at like the same level of an FX or an AirArms. It isn't that. But we're talking $420 here. And it shoots and feels way above that price point. The stock is really, really nice. So let me tell you some of the things I found with this gun today. Okay, so first thing, and I'm going to use my phone here, is I'm going to cheat because I want to talk about shot count, power, consistency, all of that stuff. Let me throw up the target. This is the target I shot today. Again, just before going to dinner and having the show tonight. We'll use this one. Okay, so this is what I shot today. Again, with like no trigger time to speak of. And I'll walk you through the shots here. So the gun fills to 3,500 psi, although the gauges are in bar. Be nice if they pick one. give us bar or give us PSI, you know, right? Whatever. But I filled mine to 230. So I didn't know. I didn't see a manual in the box, although I didn't look real hard. Maybe under the foam or something. But I filled mine to 230. Maybe I can go to 235. I don't know. But I filled to 230. The reg is right around 1500 on mine. So from 230 bar to 1500 PSI, so 34 and some change, down to 1500, I got about 30 shots. Okay, so the dead center bull, the big bull there, that was my first group after basic sight-in. So that's 9 shots, JSB Kings, 25 fours, and that is, you know, that is what it is. It's looking, I was getting pretty excited. The group to the left, now there's one that got away from me, and it's over, it's right, I can't maybe highlight it, but right in the air gun where it says AirgunWeb, there's a pellet there, and I don't know where that came. That just flew from somewhere. So, but that next group to the left is my second group, and then the group at the bottom is my third group. So when you're getting near the end of that third mag, it does start to open up a bit. Now, I filled it up, and then I went to the heavies, the Mark II heavies, and that top group was my first group. So the first shot that hit low was a ranging shot. I just wanted to see, I was aiming dead center, and it obviously was hitting low. And I just adjusted up a little bit, and as you can see, the rest of the shots just carved out that hole. Now, as I got a little deeper into the shot string, the second group wasn't as good as the first, and the third group wasn't as good as the second. So I don't know if I need just a little, it was like, I can tell you what we were shooting. Hold on. I'll give you the numbers for both of these, because I was using my FX chronograph. Let's see here. Let me pull it up. Let's see. Okay, so both of them actually did well on the standard deviation. So the shot count on both of these are 30 shots. With the Exact King Heavy Mark IIs, the high was 761, the low was 731. So we had an extreme spread of 30 feet per second across 30 shots with a standard deviation of 7.7. Now, if I switch back over to, let's see, back, and we're going to get this one here. Okay, again, this is with the 25 fours. Again, 30 shots. The extreme spread was 28 feet per second. So right there, I mean, 28 or 30 is very, very close, margin of error stuff. Standard deviation was 7.8, a little bit higher standard deviation. Now, I think the first shot on that group, I forgot to clear the plenum, so that is probably better than that, just so you guys know. But I'm just sharing you what I got. And, you know, it was 872 as a high, so we're right in that 42, 43 foot-pounds. I bet you if we can get this tuned up, and I'm going to suggest this as an option, because I think they're trying to balance shot count and power, right? That is what people are trying to do. I want lots of shots, and I want a lot of power. Well, physics basically allows for one or the other most of the time, without some third change. So if they're going to have a 3,500 PSI tube with the volume it has, if you want more power, you're probably going to get 20 shots instead of 30. But if they could be pushing 950 to 975 with the 25 fours, I think that's going to give you sort of like if you guys saw my video. Well, it's coming out. I got a video coming out on the Origin. A couple videos coming out of the Origin, actually. That gun is doing 950, so we're higher. And the accuracy we're getting with the heavies is more consistent, and we're just generating more power. I think they need a little more gas in the tank in the 25 on this, personally. But frankly, for 420 bucks, if this is what I got, I would be absolutely tickled silly, and I'd shoot the ever-living crap out of it without even worrying about it. But if they're looking for, you know, suggestions, if they could just give me a little more power and maybe take 20 shots instead of 30, and then give me 20 shots at 950, 975, and like 850 then in the heavies. then I would be. I think I'd be. Oh, I think I'd be a little happier, and I think we would see more consistent accuracy across the in this case two shot groups. I will be running the new H&N slugs through this and doing some testing that way. These are our guns to just beat and use and abuse, and I cannot wait to do some more shooting. So I know Angie. I know that Angie got hers, and I'm expecting she could do some shooting tomorrow. So I'm curious to what she thinks of the guns, and I have not shot the regular one. So the kind of the difference, and I don't know the price of the two guns, and I don't have any pictures of the other one, so forgive me on that. Let me just pull a picture up again here. Little JTS logo here. Okay, so again the price on the Max is $420. I don't know the price on the standard. I don't know. It's going to be 300 and some change, I'm guessing. I don't know. Forgive me if I'm off there. Maybe it's 350. I just don't know what that is. But I don't believe that one's regulated. So it's not regulated. It's going to be a little different. It's going to be less money. I think it's a little smaller. But anyway, it doesn't have the adjustable cheek riser and stuff like that. But I mean, it's going to be, again, a super affordable and should be fairly accurate air gun. It's in 22, the one I have, and I think they're doing. I don't know what calibers they're doing. I have a 22 in the small one, and the 25 in the full size one here. So that is a little bit of an update. You know, if we kind of take a minute and go look again at what I got from the gunner, just again, you know, just out of the gate, taking some shots. In the wind, I was like tickled with what we were getting here. Just really impressed, and I can't wait to do some more testing with this. And then we switch over now to the JTS. And you know what? I mean, the groups aren't quite as good consistently, but you know, it's half the money, and it's a completely different type of gun too. So if you like the more traditional stuff, I think you're really going to like this new JTS Era. I think Airacuda is what it's called. I don't know who came up with that name. That would be one of the things I would have changed. But hey, you know, it is what it is. Let's go take a look and see. We got some questions here. I'll have a sip of coffee here. Okay. Let's see. The barrel, you know, I'm not sure who's making the barrel. I believe it's an in-house barrel. I don't think they're using a third-party barrel. And if I'm wrong, I'm sure Travels will let me know. But it's, you know, I think it's their manufacturing. However that's happening, it's in-house. So, the next, well, hopefully I've got some work to do tonight and tomorrow. My next thing up is probably going to be down at the range tomorrow if I can, and I'm going to be shooting a video for FIREARMS, and I'll probably be getting these guns out. I'm going to look to see if I can turn the power up on the gunner, and I'll just do some more shooting with the Airacuda, and we'll probably get something going on that one. We'll see how it goes, but yeah, the barrel cleaning will be the next thing I do on the Airacuda, see how it does. Although, you know, like I've said many times, my personal preference of how I like to do things is I want to see how the thing does out of the box. I will adjust from there, but so many times, especially today and with what we're getting for products right now, they just work. They just work, and that's awesome. I mean, that was not the case 12, 15 years ago when I started. But now they just work, which I think is great. All right, so let's see what we got here. Any questions we need to jump in on? The Airacuda, I don't know what it is. I'll have to look at the name on the side. For $420, like I told them today, order a lot. And I know their initial order numbers, and I don't think they're going to be enough. I think they'll sell through faster than they're going to be able to get inventory back in again. It's impressive. It's very, very impressive. All right, so Yeah, I mean, G-Man, yeah, the parts they're made they're a Zisico thing, so I don't think they're not like getting the barrel from Walther Walther or anything like that. Let's see, the Air Arms Tactical. I still don't have it, Angie. I'm waiting. I was hoping to do the Air Arms the February Air Arms video. I was hoping to do with the Tactical, but I don't have it yet. So I think I'm probably going to grab my S510 Ultimate Sporter regulated and the new H&N slugs, since they shot so unbelievably well in the Origin. And I don't know if you guys haven't seen that video yet. It's just good. Shot really good. But I'm going to be shooting, those shot really well. I want to shoot them in the Air Arms and see how they do, because I was tickled to see how well these new H&N slugs are running. And I don't know if we can get them. Let me take a quick peek and see if they're available. I know that they freighted them to me from Germany, so let's see. See if they have them. I should have them available here. This is yeah, okay, so here they're available for pre-order. Let me walk you guys through this real quick. All right, so we're over here at Pyramid Air, and these are the slugs. The slugs that shot the best for me in the Origin were the 22 grain. So these are 22s. So these are the new 25s. And they've got them, as you see here, 28, 30, 32, 34, 36. And maybe I have a picture. Let me see if I can grab a picture really quickly here. And I'll just show you. I'll throw a picture up of what I got, a little preview of what I was getting for accuracy with the Origin. Let me zip down here. I know I've got some. Okay, so I did a couple different videos on the Origin. One was just slug testing, and the other one was I did a video of trying to find the best hunting pellet. So those two Origin 25 videos will be coming out shortly. Yes, I have this image. Let me share this with you, because this is impressive. Let me download this. Just throw it on the desktop. Doing stuff on the fly here. Thank you for your patience, guys. All right, so let me zip over to here, and we'll go to here, and we'll grab this image. Hopefully this is the right one. All right, so move me out of the way. I wasn't in the way. Okay, so if you're looking at this image here, this is what we shot at 50 yards with the Origin. So the first group, upper left, that was with the 28 grains, and they spread a little bit. Now I was shooting this through an ATN X-Sight 4K Pro, so not the best for precision shooting. It's great for a hunting optic, but not the best for precision shooting. So take that for with a grain of salt for a little bit there, as I was probably only had 15 power. It was running the 3 to 15. So anyway, so you can see the first group is what it is. It's a little more than an inch, maybe an inch and a half, something like that. Now the next group, I don't remember the cycle of when each shot hit, but there was one that fell low, and the other 7 shots essentially you can cover with a dime. Those were the 30 grain slugs. If I zip over now to the, I got a bunch of things going on here. If I zip over to the 32s, which I didn't realize when I was filming that they all essentially went into that cluster there. I had one again slightly off, but I had 7 go into something that would easily be covered by a dime, which is impressive. The 34s, I fell off the pressure. As you see, it kind of dropped. That's the far right one. And then the 34s I shot again, and then the 36s just they opened up. They didn't do good. But as you can see here, these are slugs just shooting out of a regular old air gun, not a special air gun. But if you notice in my other video I did with the Origin 25, it's getting 50 plus foot-pounds. So you're getting that extra velocity, which seems to push these slugs and just stabilize them well. But if I was hunting and I needed to, and I was running to run slugs in that gun, I would probably choose the 32 grain slugs, because they were pushing, I want to say 55 foot-pounds. I don't remember it off the top of my head right now, but it was very, very impressive. So that video will be coming out. I did this one for Gateway Airgun. So if you want to catch this video, be sure to join our new GTA YouTube page. Let me zip back over here. But anyway, it looks like they're pre-order, but it looks like they're supposedly going to get some in. So these guys here, I think, would be definitely worth trying out. Now, I haven't shot the 249s yet. I've only shot the 250s. But I would say if you want to try some slugs that could work in just about any air gun, check these out. Obviously, the knockouts from JSB are really good too. There's a bunch of these mainstream manufacturers that are creating these slugs as options now that are worth giving a shot in any air gun. You don't need a slug barrel. You don't need all of that stuff. You can just try them. So I think this is going to be cool. I know that I've got more samples coming, and I know Angie, I'm going to be sending you a whole set of slugs to be shooting. So be ready for that, because you're going to have some slug testing to do, specifically in 25 cal. So I'll be curious how that works out for you. Let's see if I've got... All right, so Timmy, on the JTS stuff, you're not going to see it yet. They're in the process of building a new website, and they will be selling direct. They also will be selling through dealers. I've already put in an order for Airgun Pro Shop for the new JTS guns, so you'll be able to do both, buy direct and also go direct for, or buy from dealers as well. So you'll have that option. So that's that. Let's see. Any other questions here? Yes, G-Man is asking me, am I going to handle the JTS rifles? Most definitely will be carrying them. I did get some other news, and I don't know if this is going to happen yet, but I believe, fingers crossed, I should be getting a 30 cal Gauntlet 2 in the next 3 to 4 weeks. So I'll be having that gun in-house, which I'm super excited about that too. So also, I was talking to Umrex, and I've got the Daniel, by the way, I'm still waiting for stuff to come into stock so I can get you your replacement. But I have a 25 cal G2 that I'm going to be running these slugs in to see how it does. So, I mean, we're going to be really doing a lot of this kind of, I think, just fun range time testing, and I'll capture some of that video as best I can, and we'll get it out to you. Hopefully you guys will enjoy it. Well, I think that's really going to be it for me tonight, guys. I've got some stuff I've got going on here, and hopefully this will be... Oh, okay, so G-Man says they're only going through dealers, which is great. That's awesome. That's awesome. I'm looking forward to getting my shipment in, so we can match it up with some cool Hawk scopes and some accessories and get them out the door. Yes, Angie, I hopefully will be getting the 30 cal G2 soon. I hope. I mean, they inventory allocation and samples are tough to get a hold of, but anyway, I will be taking, Daniel, the gun you sent me. I'm going to be taking and running these H&N slugs through it, because gosh, if we could find, if these H&Ns seem to really match up well with like the Umrex barrels, let's just say, what a great solution if they come into inventory and are able to maintain inventory. That would be really awesome, just to have that, just have it, use it, and be done with it. I think that would be very, very cool. So guys, that's going to be it for now. Thanks for coming out and hanging out with us tonight. Hopefully that was more informative than just Rick blabbing on his soapbox. We've got some really cool guns in the house. We've got the Gunner. I can't wait to do more with that. Obviously, I've got a video that's going to be dropping. I did another video on the Hubin, so you guys are not anywhere near done with that one. We've got more coming out with the Ibex. We just got so many cool guns right now, and we will be doing the full reviews. But in the meantime, as I'm doing the prep work that goes in before review, I'm also recording some of that stuff, and I'll be sharing that information with you guys as range time videos. So hopefully that's, hopefully that's fun and useful and you guys like it. But for now, that's going to be it. Please remember, if you like what we're doing, let us know if you guys need us to do something different or you guys think we suck or whatever. Let us know that too. I don't care. Any criticism that way, I will listen and hear, and maybe you got a good point. I need to pay attention to it. So, but share it and we'll go from there. We're gonna call it a night. And again, thanks for watching and hope you guys stay safe and healthy and all that fun stuff. See you guys.